Welcome back, everybody, to Pick and Roll, the NBA betting show on the Board YouTube channel, part of the Hammer Betting Network. We go live every weekday morning to dish out NBA free picks like the three that we have on the way for today's show. So if you like what you see for today's episode, you want to tail the picks, make sure you do hit that like button to drive us up in the YouTube algorithm and subscribe for content, like I said, like this every weekday morning. Plus, for Thursdays, myself and Kirk Evans go live 2:30 p.m. Eastern time for weekly NBA takeaways and additional NBA free picks. All right, we got three picks, as I mentioned here. Not the biggest of slates, but Pips likes the matchups that are available. First of all, in the Suns and Lakers game, it's just the three picks. I have the graphic one, I'll fix it, but it is the Suns and the Lakers involved in our first pick. You can get this for plus 118 at ESPN Bet. You can get LeBron James over 21.5 points. Kevin Durant over 24.5 points. You can get the same bet for minus 125 at DraftKings, which is fine if that's what you have access to, and minus 105 at 365 as well.
Correction, it's LeBron plus 20 at DraftKings for minus 125.
Apologies. Okay, so the preferred position is the preferred position this one at ESPN Bet?
ESPN Bet and Bet365, and then
Okay.
like we have another with LeBron James. I mean, they are close to same value on both. So
Okay.
yeah.
So whatever you have access to, whichever you prefer playing, we're gonna play it at 21.5 for LeBron James and 24.5 for KD plus 118 ESPN. You can get it 20 plus for LeBron, 25 plus, I think it was for KD, which is DraftKings minus 125. Whichever one you prefer, you can go with on that one. But the same bet that's at ESPN, you can get at 365. Okay, my apologies for that. Thank you for the correction. Second play here is in the Celtics and the Bucks game. We have two plays in this game. This SGP here is plus 120 at BetMGM. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo under 34.5 points and Chris Middleton 12 plus points. So a little bit of correlation involved on this one here. But the third play is just a straight player prop on Brook Lopez to go over 12.5 points, which is minus 115 at FanDuel. All right, let's go back to that first play here with the amendment made. LeBron, KD in the matchup here. How come you think that they're both destined to have a big night against one another?
I mean, even KD himself said like he loves to play. When they asked him how what was the one game against the Lakers where he scored 38, and post game interview they asked him something about the game, and even on Twitter he said like when he's playing against the friends like LeBron, he always tries a bit harder and shoots a bit more. So far this season, 38, 39, and 31 against the Lakers. Yeah, they were missing some guys, but last two games show that Durant will not lose almost any usage with Bill and Booker playing. First game we did them two back. It was against, I think it was against Orlando Magic. He shot 21 field goal attempts. Then against the Memphis Grizzlies, 23. And then blowout lost against the Clippers. He shot 17 but had 8 free throws and scored 30 points in a blowout against a good defense. So yeah, I don't think KD is losing much. And if you take a look at the entire season, he's covering this line like 95% of the game. LeBron also 30 plus 31 and 32, I think, in the last two games against the Suns this season. He is covering this line easily the entire season, and this is a good matchup, single coverage, and they are not one of the teams that's collapsing on LeBron James drives that much. So this should be a great spot for LeBron to score 20 or more points. And Lakers are not. This is a good game for both sides because they are on 4 run, both teams, and they just need to win. Both teams needs win in this game, like very very much. And yeah, I just expect KD and LeBron to be front runners for their teams. And yeah, AD not a great matchup against the Nurkic size, even though Nurkic is not that great at defending him. But I think LeBron will have it in this game. And also, Nurkic is like when on pick and rolls, he's trying to prevent offensive putback and trying to box out AD. So he's not that much contesting on and helping on LeBron drives. So yeah, that should help LeBron tremendously in this game.
All right, let's go to the second play here. We have Giannis on his under, and we have on the under on the alt line at 34.5. Middleton, 12 plus points. Big odds, plus 120 MGM, only slightly better at ESPN Bet, but still better at ESPN Bet. There's been conversation in the chat about unders. It doesn't really matter, over, under. We're looking for value on these plays. They're two-way markets for a reason here, so we're going with the under on Giannis again in a tough matchup against the Celtics. Pips, talk to us about why this matchup could be difficult for him.
Just a second to just say about unders and overs. Like, if you bet every single bet in the NBA every night, all the entire slate under and the entire slate over, you will have a better win rate betting unders.
You'll
That's
probably
like,
lose on both, but
yeah,
you'll be
probably losing
better
on both
only betting under.
if you do it randomly, but your win rate will be better on unders because they are happening more often than overs.
Slightly.
That's one thing.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the bet. Reason I'm betting Giannis under is mostly because if you take a look at his numbers, he's heavily dependent on scoring in transition and scoring from free throw line. I using my tool, I set if you can show like free throws below 12 in the left corner, like free throws are filtered. So games with his free throws attempted being less than 12 a game, because as you can see, Boston Celtics allowed the least free throws a game. And earlier this season against the Boston, he had 10 free throws. And yeah, if he filtered out every game, he had massive free throws. He's under this line in 16 out of 23 games and average only 28.6 points. They are great transition defense. So taking Giannis transition is also huge because 20% of his points comes from transition. And they completely built a wall in front of him, and they defended him with Drew Holiday. It's just insane. Drew Holiday and Giannis, and they collapsed every time he tried to post up or go inside. So it was interesting. So
Kind of
yeah,
makes sense.
and earlier this season it was a close game, one possession game, and he ended up scoring 21 points in that game. So yeah, no easy transition points, no free throws, and he scored 21 points. So yeah, I mean, he won't shoot that terrible again, but I think 34.5 should be a reach in this kind of matchup. Probably the most difficult matchup for him in the entire league, and it was for last couple of seasons too as well. When they focus on stopping him, they have Al Horford, known as a Giannis stopper, if we can all think about it. Now they have Porzingis size inside to contest. They have all around great defensive players like Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Derry White, that they know when to help and when to just pull out. And yeah, Middleton, when he gets 28, 27 plus minutes, is over this line in 95% of the game over the last two seasons. He's out. He's not anymore on the minute restriction, so this should be an easy spot for him.
All right, so there is the second play. As I said in the chat, and I'll say it here, you shouldn't be pro over, pro under. You should just be pro value, pro plus EV. Plus EV position is what Pips is aiming to get with all of these picks, whether it be an over or an under. Let's go to the final play here. It is Brook Lopez. So same game here. You're taking Brook Lopez over 12.5 for minus 115 at FanDuel. Talk to us about this play specifically, and talk to us also about how come you've gone for Lopez to be separate from the other side, but Middleton, you're going to take him on the alt line. Just explain that a little bit as well.
I mean, I could just big SGP, build up big SGP and connect all three. But I like this separate. I mean, it's correlated, but I like to have more units on this because I think it's a great read. I watched the game last, and yeah, we can. The interesting part about Brook Lopez, we can look at the graphics, and I'll talk about it because Brook Lopez is last game against the Boston Celtics. He had season high 18 field goal attempts. Why? Because they just left him wide open and helped out of him. And this graphic shows when he gets 11 field goal attempts or more. So he had 18 in that game, and now we're just looking at this season when he had 18 or more, 11 or more, which is a lot less than 18 that he had in that first game. But I think he'll get more than 11 in this game. And if you look at his line against this, he's over in 13 out of 14 games and 18.4 points average when he gets more than 11 field goal attempts. And the reason I think we'll see that again, first off, Boston Celtics did that in the last game, their game plan, and they won. Also, not that they won, that they held Giannis to 21 points. So that worked. And I don't think they will change anything in this game because it worked. And teams often don't adjust much when they win the game. I think they were more than happy with how they defended. So they put Porzingis on Lopez, but Porzingis completely ignored him whenever Giannis got the ball. He was inside, protected the ring in drop coverage. Brook Lopez had wide open threes, and sometimes they would even switch. Derek White or Drew Holiday or Jalen Brown inside the paint. Like he will get like post up like 5 feet away from the rim against Drew Holiday or Jalen Brown, and he was just scoring very efficiently. Another thing, he had 5 offensive rebounds and 3 putbacks because they leave Drew Holiday or like Derek White inside like 5 feet from the rim to box out with Brook Lopez. But because Porzingis contesting Giannis layups or drives or anything, so he had a lot of easy ways to score in this game. And yeah, I think this is line that's worth taking considering how they are defending him.
So we have had some success with Brook Lopez this season, looking to have more of the same. By the way, his season high, I saw field goal attempts was 18 when he had 20 against Celtics. How did he manage 39 against the Wizards? I guess he got fouled a lot despite the field goal attempts. I just thought that was a little bit crazy. But let's go
Yeah,
to the
it's Wizards. It's Wizards. Like every guy with the size, if he decides to score, he can easily score. And
That's
he
true.
was getting
They
like
it's a
I,
big
he was
against, yeah.
yeah, I think he was 10 from 10 from twos. Like he was just like making wide open layups every single possession.
Uh, I can only imagine. I mean, there's just like we bet against the Wizards with bigs a lot this season, so I guess that kind of answers that. All right, let's go to the recap of yesterday's plays. It was a 2-2 day, so we lost 0.05 units on the juice. It was Shea who went under on his points, Poole who went over on his points, comfortable in the Poole over in points of third quarter cash. Unfortunately, Victor Wembanyama, we really don't get close with the SGP there. When I checked, he had 0 blocks late in the game. I'm not sure if he ended up getting any. And in the Şengün and Kobe White bet, Alperen Şengün recovered from his slow start and ended up covering his line, but Kobe White also comfortably went over on the line when we had the under. Let's in particular talk about the Kobe White side of things. Was this just another case where a guard that we bet on goes nuclear and has a big shooting night?
Yep. Usage wise, his usage was 24%, which is something you will comfortably bet under with. And yeah, I mean, he started the game 3 for 4 from 3, then he ended up with 6 threes in a game. The Houston Rockets are usually defending that well. Houston Rockets are by far the best transition defense in the league. And Kobe White scored 3 threes in transition. He got fouled on the 3-pointer. Yeah, so many stuff gone wrong in this game, but mostly it's about Houston Rockets defense being a little slow in the last 2 games. The defense wasn't good against the Miami Heat, and now same thing against the Bulls.
Any other plays you want to touch on from the slate overall, or leave it at the 2-2?
I mean, yeah, Victor Wembanyama. He averaged 4.3 blocks since starting out of 5, 4.3 blocks, and now he had zero second time this season, which is kind of absurd. And it was also a huge blowout, so he didn't even play in the fourth that many minutes. So yeah, uh, probably not betting any blocks anymore. I mean, it was a good bet. I think the value was there because if he's playing the minutes, he should be covering this. But the huge variance on the blocks and rebounds bet and assist with potential assist variance and stuff. Yeah, probably more leaning into points moving forward than anything else. But yeah.
All right. So as you have it, it was a 2-2 day so far on the week. I think we're down just from one play from the O to Monday. So we're looking to make that up today with 3 official free picks for the viewers to consider tailing. And first of all, we are going to the Suns and Lakers game to get LeBron James over 21.5 points and Kevin Durant over 24.5 points. If you can't get this at ESPN Bet for plus 118 odds, you can get this at minus 105 at Bet365. If you want to play it at DraftKings instead and get LeBron 20 plus, KD 25 plus, you can do that as well. So DraftKings, ESPN, bet lines, that's optional. You choose what you would prefer to play. The show, for show tracking purposes, we've gone with LeBron over 21.5. There was a question from RyPro asking if you like the LeBron and KD 25 plus each at plus 150. Personally, I feel like that's not quite enough for that, and this play is a better position. But what are your thoughts on that, Pips?
If you have available this ESPN line and value, this is crazy. Like by plus 150. Yeah, that there's no value. Like that's not boost. That's not boost. Like that's usual. Yeah, that's not boosted in my opinion. That's
It's probably
the
neutral EV.
yeah, that's
That'd
not
be my
boosted.
guess.
I think that's not boosted. So I don't think that's a. I mean, it's okay bet, but I don't think there is value much in there. So yeah.
Well, it's a better price than you'll get at like another, but I don't know if that actually would be
I
ESPN
think
bet,
you can
but
bet like 26.5 for like plus 260. So I think it's fairly priced compared to that.
all right. So the preferred play would be if you can grab the one that we have here on the show. Going to the Celtics and Bucks game, we have 2 plays. First of all, for plus 120 odds at MGM, it's Giannis under 34.5 and Middleton 12 plus points. And the final play is just a straight play on Brook Lopez go over 12.5 points, which is minus 115 at FanDuel. That will wrap it up from Pick and Roll for today. But I'll be back later today with Kirk Evans for more NBA coverage, NBA free picks. Back at it. We had a week off, so plenty to take in. We'll be talking about the Knicks and Raptors trade. We'll be talking about probably the Clippers and how well they've been playing. Actually, I'm not sure. We'll talk about the Grizzlies as well. But lots of great content on the way. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit that like button if you're tailing the picks and you enjoyed the show. Me and Pips will be back same time tomorrow for Friday to round off the week. Hopefully doing so in style and hopefully celebrating some winning plays from today. Thanks again for watching, everybody.